like an article recently that was like, why are straight men not having sex anymore? Like, is it because women have too much sexual agency? And I don't think it's that at all. I think it's that the way all this like talk and discussion has made a lot of young straight men in particular realize that the way they have sex and what they get from sex is not satisfying, but they don't have an answer for that yet because we haven't had enough discussion. There's not enough sort of like public discourse about this because the way the spaces where we're having it, such as online particularly, and places like TikTok, all just feel like silo people into, you're a narcissist, you're a red flag. Like we talked about, you know, men and incels. Well, there's a huge also contingent of young women who are so jaded by their experiences that everyone is a threat to them. Everyone is out to get them. There's this homogenous blob of men who are out to hurt them. And it's like these two wounded parties coming together for different reasons. Of course, you're just going to get blocks and it's just going to get worse until we find a way to have these public discussions. But they're so difficult because everyone's so sensitive about their own experience.
Why has the percentage of men under 30 who don't have sexual partners nearly tripled over the past decade? Yes, being a virgin is nothing to be ashamed of regardless of gender, but what could be causing such a massive decline in male sexual activity? Let's start with Chad, who is getting sex, before we get into the details of who isn't. He has a perfect body for the beach and stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's the one both the good girl and the bad girl fall head over heels for, but the good guy laughs at. He's the one who appears in all the movies and TV shows. This manly man is the one responsible for making the hero into an underdog. He is the one who always ends up with the girl while preventing the good guy from doing so. These guys exist, and they're among us. You've probably heard of the 80-20 rule, according to which the best 20% of men get 80% of the sex with women. We're curious if this rule of thumb between beta males holds any water. Some have coined the term golden penis syndrome to describe the phenomenon whereby a physically attractive and macho man is able to attract a large number of women by virtue of his awareness that he is a rarity in today's dating scene. By giving a woman a chance with the alpha male, he effectively brands her as being exclusive to him. From then on, no other man will ever be able to win her heart again. The 80-20 rule has not been proven, and studies have tended to support no slightly more, but the lack of research into this unique aspect of sex culture may be a confounding factor. Moreover, who are the ones who typically place the blame on others for their lack of sexual adventures? In this video, I'll give you 3 reasons why men under 30 are not having sex. The proliferation of adult content and online sexual norms is the primary cause of men's decreased libido. Let it be known that a man who chooses abstinence is not automatically an incel, but that the incel is typically resentful of his decision. Incels can be broken down into 2 groups: those who hate women and those who are afraid of them. It's not uncommon for incels to get sucked into the world of online pornography. Some even begin this way, which is understandable given that they are horny, lonely, and aware that women aren't interested in dating or having sex with them. They can get their sexual needs met without having to worry about losing their virginity or finding true love, because porn is always available. However, no one benefits from this practice over time. These men are not only giving in to their sexual desires in ways that are physically damaging to themselves, but they are also forming a distorted conception of what healthy sexual relations should be like. The second reason is the falling rate of young people getting married. To some extent, this problem was foreseeable. That's logical, right? Perhaps young men who have not yet tied the knot are not true virgins, but they are likely to be less sexually active than their married counterparts. The percentage of single, sexually inactive men between the ages of 22 and 35 has increased over the years, according to studies. It's not surprising that men are having less sex because marriage rates have been falling for years and are still declining in popularity among young people compared to how they once were. Since records began being kept in the late 1800s, the current percentage of single men aged 22 to 35 is higher than at any point in history. Due to a decrease in sexual activity, the percentage of sexless people rises when more people are single. Reason number 3. More and more young adults are staying at home with their parents after they graduated from high school. There are about 8% of young men under the age of 30 who are involuntarily celibate, and another 7% who are voluntarily celibate and still living at home with their parents. Among adult males who are not still living at home with their parents, only 2% of homosexual acts are voluntarily performed, while 4% are committed due to involuntary circumstances. Over the years, statistics that examine sex rather than just virginity show that among unmarried men who are not living with their parents, about 17% are sexless, while among those who are living with their parents, 30% are sexless. Men under the age of 30 are more likely to be sexless for a number of reasons. Technology and contemporary social norms have not helped matters either. Modern men are lonelier than their forebears, and they are more likely to avoid close relationships out of fear of rejection or embarrassment. Even though men who lack sex aren't necessarily doomed, there shouldn't be so many of them feeling helpless and incapable of finding sex and intimacy. The advances of modernity have actually worked against them, increasing the difficulty of their situation. That's all for today, guys. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons to get more content like this from me every week. See you next time. Cheers.